Good morning, Sharks. My name is Kunmi, CEO of Sorair Technologies, and we're raising 466,000 euros in exchange for 8% equity. Sharks, I'd like to ask you a question. Can I have a show of hands for all of you who have a home which you believe is an asset that needs to be protected? Perfect. Industrial companies think that exact same way about their assets. Industrial companies that own ports, warehouses, even factories and power plants, for example. But currently, billions are being spent on asset protection services, such as CCTV cameras, insurance premiums, and even physical security staff. But with all this money being spent, there's still high criminal activity in these areas, high thefts. CCTV inevitably creates blind spots across large, complex industrial sites. And if you want to get complete coverage of your site, you would need to deploy physical security staff throughout the day, which is very expensive. So the solution I'd like to introduce to you today is called the Sorair, Sorair's completely automated security and surveillance solution. The Sorair is an autonomous surveillance system that connects with your existing security infrastructure, like your cameras and your sensors. But we also integrate with autonomous vehicles as well to help automate end-to-end security responses and procedures. So here's the interface of the system. It uses satellite mapping to give you a bird's-eye view of your property and your assets, and also shows you the locations of your integrated security hardware. But we add layers of automation, such as computer vision technology and AI, in order to help you detect specific security-related events without human intervention. The Sorair is estimated to bring about a 30% reduction in insurance premiums over 3 years, increase your site patrol and threat response times by 500%, all whilst helping you reduce your security labor costs. We are a B2B SaaS company, so all of our revenue is built on B2B subscriptions. But because our solution is modular, customers can have a basic surveillance system, surveillance software system, all the way through to a military-grade, fully automated security setup. We're incubated by the European Space Agency, have raised £230,000 from Techstars, as well as other investors in the UK, and we have corporate reselling partnerships with top security firms that operate globally. Now, the Sorair team has the capabilities, the knowledge, and the experience to deliver turnkey solutions. I have a background in robotic engineering, but my expertise is in sales and business development now. Ade is our CTO, and he's our qualified aerospace and robotics engineer. And then lastly, we have Raza, our COO, who's had 20 years of experience as an operations director, having run his own food distribution company in the UK. We've gathered the perfect team to make the perfect solution for industrial companies who are facing security threats. So join the journey. Join Sorair alongside other VCs in this funding round. Thank you very much for listening.
Kunmi, thank you very much for your presentation.
All right, thank you.
How many plants are there or are large scalable properties which will take over your security service?
In Europe, there's about more than 6 million industrial sites. So we're looking for the 3% of those that have sites larger than 250,000 square foot.
How are you going to get there?
The quick way is through security companies.
And you're British, right?
Yeah, I'm British, yeah.
What are you doing presently?
Full-time in the business.
Kunmi, I would like to challenge a bit the presentation.
Yeah.
I mean, you just mentioned G4S. I use G4S for large solar farms that I own,
Right.
where we monitor through AI cameras,
Right.
where you have proximity and intrusion, which triggers a PTZ that then follows through the whole process, and it zooms accordingly. My question now, you're building a B2B SaaS, right?
That's right.
So, in my mind, this is something which is already out there. So what is your USP in this case?
Our USP is in the software. So basically helping each security hardware piece work together in a uniformed manner to basically reduce the reliance on physical security staff on the ground, being there to respond to certain threats or generally being around the vicinity.
This being the bone of contention, so can you elaborate a bit more?
Let me give an example of a use case, for example. Around Team Valley Trading Estate, so you have many different types of buildings, different sizes as well. So the computer vision algorithms are there to generally do some surveillance and pick up these security-related events, number plate recognition, intrusions, you name it. But then where we come into play as well is how we then take those triggers, take those inputs, and then provide them to the autonomous vehicles so that they automatically know exactly where to go to get the information they need to send it back to the security operators so that they can now escalate and do the other.
So it's more about system integration, really and truly.
And you're asking for 466 for 8%, which is almost 5 million valuation. So how do you arrive at this figure?
So we actually have a VC called Pi Labs who's actually committed to our round right now. They're a prop tech fund in the UK. So they're investing their 350,000 at pre-money valuation of 5 million. So I'm just matching it, given the same offer here to match theirs. Just to quickly summarize, first year we're looking at making 250,000 in terms of our target.
But you already in operations, this is your first year?
Yeah, this is our first year, just starting the integration work with the other customers. For this first year, 2024, 250,000. The next year after that, 1.2 million. Then 2026, 4 million, 17, then 41. These are targets, but we obviously aim to grow faster and grow a lot more than that as well.
And what is your connection with Malta?
We're in the plug and play Malta program. So through that, we understood that there's still a good market here for us to release our products and generate some revenue.
Kunmi, who are you competing with?
Video surveillance companies. So if I was to say an example, I'd even say video management platforms, for example. Let's say Genetech, for example. Milestones is a competitor as well.
It hasn't crossed anyone's mind to actually integrate the various surveillance equipment they have?
Yeah, no, it's around. It is around, 100%.
But because it strikes me that what you're offering here is could be very easily replicated by
The drone is the only difference from what is happening.
Yeah, so the main thing.
But G4S doesn't offer it, no?
No, basically you create a path. You create, because it's a 2-axis, so it's 3 axis really and truly, because it has to go up in certain
down.
levels, zooming and then panning and doing like a routine check. As if you have a physical person going through.
So why Sorair? Why would I choose Sorair? I mean, you said you
would
integrated. Why Sorair?
You would choose us because we've been working with autonomous vehicles for a number of years. We have the software that we need to be able to deliver on the requirements that our clients currently need, which is the whole automated process of responding to a threat, picking up a threat, and having some type of, let's say, machinery or some type of equipment being used to gather that information, pass it through the AI, and then provide the inputs that is needed for the security company.
Yeah, you've got an impressive background. That I give you.
Thank you.
But an investment I won't.
Fair. No worries. Thank you.
If someone takes up your software,
Yeah.
from where do you purchase the products, the cameras and the drones and...
Well, they would already have their security infrastructure, mostly. If they don't,
If they don't?
Then we'd recommend them a set of cameras that they should install.
You know, my only question is, you mentioned going up to around 41 million in terms of revenue. What
Yeah.
would be the EBIT on that?
The
do you
EBITDA?
have-
EBITDA in terms of the percentage is 45%
That's high.
from our projections, yeah.
Lack of financials for me kind of puts everything out of perspective, so I am also out.
I'm out on this as well.
Understood. Appreciate it.
I can't tally the numbers with the number of sales you're doing, so
And we need to know what a return on investment would be. We need to see the real numbers, not...
We want to, I don't have it on the slide, unfortunately.
you did a great presentation and you sold yourself very well, you know what I mean? 10 points on that.
In my case, it's the ask that it's a bit of a challenge, because you're valuing your company around 5 million euros. You've built this SAS software, but I cannot really tally out how you value that much. But I wish you all the best. Valuation is high.
Yeah, very.
Thank you, Kunmi.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very
Thank you
much,
so
guys.
much.
Take care.
All the best.
Speak to you in a bit.
Without numbers, what I'm saying, there's no numbers to show the valuation. He said that he got this investment from this company, remember?
Yeah.
And that's how he...
That's how
That's
it-
how he did
they
it. Which is
price
not... Which is not...
They price
but-
the other one.
They
but I
value
need-
the
I
product.
need, yeah, they did, but I need to understand why, to be able to invest.
I'm sure they're doing a great job, don't get me wrong, I mean,
Yes, of
they seem
course.
very professional.
Yeah, it exists already.
And you know what you need with a group like that? You need a rubber.
What?
You need a rubber because they know the best ways how to...
As an advisor or
As
consultant.
an advisor, yes.
Proper consultant.
As a board member, eh?
It was good. I was confident, at least in my presentation that I practiced. One thing that they said is that they wanted to see some financials. I thought I'd be able to talk through the financials a bit more, and then maybe focus more on the products and the concept, etc. But should have had the financials on there. So next time I'll come through and talk some more financials.